This is the John Hallett Podcast with John Hallett.
Because the way we're living, we need to change it, make it change today, and all learn from failure. Maybe they just wanted it a little bit more than you. That's probably the fact.
And now your host, John Hallett.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Thanks for joining me. Getting a little comfy here, having my Americano, and I just learned that Josh is identifying as a that. New to me, but all that stuff is new to me, and he's got the mics up so you can probably hear him sighing over there. Been a busy week. Bill and I just got back from level 4 for Citizen Defender. Big focus was family security, how you're taking care of your family. If somebody gets attacked, it's a lot different than a lot of scenarios out there that people like to play. It's difficult. Also, in and around the car, some difficult stuff. Taking care of our family, it's just so huge. We're driving back from a long day, a 10-hour day of training, and we're going, what? Did Trump just get attempted assassination? Oh my gosh. And we're listening to audio driving to dinner that night, and it just kind of fit the theme of what we were there training for, of here's a guy with security all over the place, and somebody still is able to get a shot on him. And I don't really think anybody's going to try to snipe me, but possibly, you never know. Josh might be after here, but it just shows how vulnerable we all are unless we're just being aware day to day and have a plan of what we're going to go to if something happens to a family member. There's just so many scenarios, and I feel gun owners can be some of the worst, but really the ultimate worst is somebody that's doing nothing about it and not just putting insurance on yourself, on your family. Oh, you do have insurance. I forgot. It's health insurance. And right, they don't even want to cover you. So this is insurance. By training, you've got insurance on yourself and on your family because you're taking a step to do something. And that's something I would like to circle back on, and can be very overwhelming. But what are you going to do? Do you have a plan? And there's so many things. And so many people, I'm going to run away. Well, hey, run away from your family member. That's a great plan. You're just going to shoot them. Well, is that the best option? That's the type of training that we're talking about and really bringing in. We were calling it ALP, Advanced Learning Program. Really liked it. But after this last training iteration, I really feel like borrowing Todd's apex of who in the gym wants to train at the tip of the spear and put everything together, because this stuff, there's a lot to it, and some people aren't into integrating firearm or a knife or pepper spray, whatever it may be. They just want to do hands-on. So that's something, and there's just so much curriculum that we're going, how do we fit it in? Well, we really can't. It's really another program within the gym for people that are really looking to just do everything, to be the 1%er, the person that's ultimately prepared. Because as we know, a lot of people get into martial arts for varying reasons, and then their journey takes them different places. My journey took me to opening a school, and it continues to evolve. So you don't know, but that first person isn't the 1%er just getting into a martial art. So that's kind of our entry level Krav Maga program here at RMSDF. Then we have our Peaceful Warrior program. That's like our black belt program. And then we were thinking we could kind of integrate all these things, and just doing another module. Bill and I really came to the conclusion that it's got to be its own program. We just can't fit it all in there. And yeah, you need to spend some time learning basic Krav Maga so you have good hand skills, because it's all going to build upon itself. But where a lot of people want to do, they just want to go right to the advanced stuff, but you need the fundamentals. We need that time in training. So, we're kind of adding we had this ALP program. I like the word Apex. And that's where I think we're going to start to house a lot of this other stuff that's just not going to be housed within Peaceful Warrior, because there's just so much curriculum, right? There's so much I don't know, and I've been training for so many years. There's so much. So I think that's where we're going to be taking that program in there. Always feel free to reach out to me. As always, we are sponsored by, something that we put together here. We've got our new Suckless Performance brand of supplements. You can get these at suckless.co. Check it out. You can start a subscription. If you are a member of RMSDF, we've got that great promo on band, so grab it. Actually thinking of throwing out another one. I just actually gave Nick a CV Sabercat card. If you want to buy one of those, they're $30. Support Sabercat football and save my stepson's life. You would be saving a young teenager's life before he gets into his whole life. Josh wants to come into the show. I don't know what button to push.
That was dramatic. That escalated.
I know,
Get
yeah.
a Sabercat card, save his life.
Save the kid's life.
What is going on here?
Well, you obviously don't have a teenage boy in your life.
No, I couldn't handle. I can barely handle you, let alone a teenage boy. That's got to be hard. Or teenage daughters. Oh.
So, yeah, she might kill him because he has really not sold any. I'm buying a couple here.
I think
from
we
RMSDF to give out to. I've got two more. I gave one to Nick. He was the first one, and I know maybe you have a subscription to something else, whatever it is. Help support what I'm trying to do here is teach my daughter how to start a business, the American spirit. That's what I'm trying to do. We're going, hey, I've wanted to start this brand. I don't even know if you're on the camera.
I am.
Yeah. I'm not even looking at that.
That's the men's vitality. It's a nice one.
Josh needs that. We all need that.
I'm trying to be the pretty model in the corner, and bam!
Bam! Any opportunity.
That was a low blow. That would hurt.
Hey, I'm taking it. So
the match sleep formula, I need this. Like, sleeping's hard, man. And you.
Yes, and I think in conjunction, and that's like we're getting sidetracked and derailed here. But we could talk. I do that with NSDR, non-sleep deep rest. We've talked about it on the podcast. It's putting things together. Supplementing is just another way to put everything together, right? We had, the whey protein is right over here, right next to me. That it's hard when I'm teaching to get in my meals, and a quick protein shake is an easy way to get your protein, which is always hard, and people carb load way too much and have way too many carbs anyways. But yeah, sidetracked, shopless.co. We're really trying to build this brand. I like the whole suck less thing. It seems to get a lot of traction, and we've wanted to do our own brand, but as you guys know, starting a business is not easy. It's costly. How do you do these? How do you put things together? It's been, I've been, looking at this stuff as like a little side project, for the last 2 or 3 years. If I devoted all my time to it, but I got to make money. I can't devote my, all my time to something that's not, generating anything. But we're trying to build this, give my daughter a way to work her way through school, because I can't pay her enough, and there's not enough hours of what we need here at RMSDF. And, she does stuff for the ClearSky.Training portal and uploading those videos and getting those on there and transcripts and that type of stuff.
But it's a really great gift, man. You're like giving her another education on top of her college education, right?
Yeah,
because learning how to run a business, people go to school for that, right?
I mean, and then they
for
find
years.
out.
Right?
I went to school
for that. Sure. So, I mean, when you said it, I was like, wow, that's really cool.
I still don't know what the heck I'm doing. It's that whole hands-on type of thing. But, that will really help out this show. Save a teenager's life, save Josh's life, because, his wife could kill him. If I just go like Josh, I can't even handle Josh.
Like, if anybody's going to kill me, it's probably going to be Tara.
I'm canceling the podcast because Josh will not get a haircut. I'm just teasing you.
I have to get it. No, I'm feeling it now.
She will kill you. if I can't keep this podcast running,
Yeah.
you are gonna get.
Let's face it,
you're
the
gonna
gym
get
would be
killed.
lost without me.
Yeah, you're not gonna have a little. You're not gonna have a little little nip like Trump supporter.
No,
like
I mean, she'd probably
she's
cut off
gonna
my ear like while I'm sleeping.
Yeah,
She's
this
like
is
that.
what I picture Tara doing: cutting your ear off, putting it in your mouth, and shooting you in the eye.
You know, she listens to this.
Yeah, I'm.
She told me the other day. I'm like,
I'm
wait,
helping her out.
you're listening? Because she's never listened to anything I've ever done.
I
Never
don't
in
blame
my
her.
whole
I don't
career.
blame her. I don't even know
Right?
why.
And this one, I'm like, are you watching because of John? Well, yeah.
Well, yeah, not you.
I'm like, thanks, babe. That was really nice. But now she's gonna hear that and get ideas. So don't give her ideas.
She's got ideas.
She does.
Your wife's already figured out how to kill you a long time before you thought.
Oh, yeah, she
my
knows
wife
my
might kill
allergies.
me. Like a long time. Long time before that.
But it's cool, man. It's a nice thing you're doing for the kiddo.
Yeah, well, I
Yes.
hope, and it might be a lesson in failure, right? That
But I
I
want to
know there's so many choices in supplements. We're trying to get a brand, suck less, be better.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I really started it. It was the culmination of wearing a suck less shirt and getting where I can wear, people will look at you weird with a gunfighter shirt on.
Oh yeah.
But they're not going to say anything. I get a lot of traction by wearing the suck less shirt from. I'm not even going to say the store that my daughter, wife, one stepson, the other one, solid, not wearing this brand. If I'm in there, and it's been a little, and I was standing there waiting for her to try on a pair of yoga pants, and one of the girls, they're all in their 20s. She's like, "I like your shirt." And I'm like, "Thank you." Suck less,
Yeah.
right? I'm at Costco,
Yeah.
and older women are going. Yeah. Sometimes
Well, then
people
buy
just
her
go
the
by and be
shirt.
like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
And I went, how can we sell something on the show?
Yeah.
Not everybody wants a tactical knife that we have that you can get on shop.ClearSky.Training. I'm so well coached by Josh. He actually has helped me out tremendously coaching.
I don't know. You've done more for me than I've done for you. I mean, let's be
that's
honest on the
regardless.
skill side of it. Yeah.
But it is not easy talking. It's not my strong point. There's a lot of.
Yeah.
I hate when I listen to myself. All those little things that become habit. You're just, like, it drives me crazy.
So if you're Joe Rogan's out there, you should share the story with us. You should share the story of Suck Less. I'm calling you.
He has so many
out.
sponsors. He's not gonna.
No, he doesn't. I just want you on the show.
You want?
I just want you on the show to talk about it.
If I were ever on Joe Rogan, that might be.
Well, I'm calling him out. Like, dude, put him on. Like,
I
you
would
wanna interview this
rather
dude.
be on Joe Rogan. No, I don't know. Than be like that. You dedicate like UFC title fight. Would you rather be on Joe Rogan
Oh.
or in a UFC title fight?
Oh, Joe Rogan.
But he's not going to put you on his podcast. Like, he's not going to put you on his MMA podcast.
Okay.
I mean, that might be one sure way to get on Joe Rogan if you want.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
so
Out of nowhere,
theory-wise, hey, I want to win the UFC, and then Joe Rogan's probably going to want to talk to me.
Yeah.
It would have to be with, like, Joe Rogan.
But I'm going through
Well,
reality
doesn't
here,
work.
and I'm like, I'm going to get destroyed in an MMA fight. I mean,
Well, no,
it's
like,
not
you
gonna
were
happen.
like,
I'm gonna get
you had trained.
Okay,
Not
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
I mean, I will pay. I mean, we'll take you to Minnesota Martial Arts and
like if I got
like,
challenged
this
in an MMA
dude
fight,
says he's
he
gonna
needs
kick
help.
your ass.
What? No.
Yeah, that would just be you getting
But
destroyed.
if I was
No,
trained
you
ready and I
trained,
won, and, like,
you
came out of
pictured
nowhere,
yourself
yeah.
that I have been training, and I finally got that far.
Yeah.
Which is ginormous. That I
Yeah.
think, people don't understand. Actually, Todd Fossey from Integrative Defense Strategies was like on one of his tears on levels, and just getting out of the amateur,
Yeah, and then
just getting a pro contract, just getting from those amateur ranks or to the UFC. I'm using the wrong terminology, but
making the climb up, right?
yeah,
Going
you're making
from
the
one to
climb
next
up
step.
just to go. All right, they're going to sign you to the UFC. How huge of a difference
Yeah.
those guys are. and then going the
Right.
top 15, the top 3, and that's the same thing with everything with instructors. It's kind of how I, will pitch stuff for the portal to our students. I'm like, look, there's people way worse than me. There's people as good, and there's people a ton better. That's just nice and simple. But then you're like, Todd's like, and then there's world class.
Yeah.
Yes, and then there's just the freak, the Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
That they come along, maybe one in a generation,
Right.
type of thing.
Incredible
But,
intelligence when it comes to body movements and fighting. Like
yeah,
to watch
this
those
stuff
1%
is
people
not
operate
easy.
is crazy.
It is
Yeah.
tough stuff. It is decisions.
Right. Just learning the skill is a lot, and then trying to apply the skill in a decision-making process, which is what we do here. And like that's hard enough, and hopefully the skills show up, right? But that's why we train it, so eventually they do.
Yeah,
And eventually they do.
It's failing. You wanted to talk about finishing things, but failure is great. Training somebody in the Apex program today, and stick defense, good Krav Maga stick defense. Went to try to break some range, and they're going gun, 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 integrate the gun, and I got hit in the head with the stick. This stuff is not easy. I'm like, that was a good one. Your brain went break range, get to my gun, but you didn't have enough space to break that range.
Yeah.
And you were still those are so good. Those failure ones are just so good. I'm going, yeah. And hey, gun owners, you can't always get to your gun.
You learn something.
It's just crazy.
In that one moment, they learned something, right? In that one moment, there was something new. Boom.
Yeah, it's the whole take some insurance out on yourself and train self-defense. That's, somebody asked me what the difference was. I think it was a teenager. I don't know. We had a busy couple days here. Hey, can you tell me? I'm like, look, BJJ is great. What I see most of it is competition. Can you borrow from competition? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But our focus is borrowing from that and not specializing, because there's just so much to do. And if you look at the world breaking down or something, God forbid, a terrorist cell starts doing random acts of violence and popping off. They show up at Costco on a Sunday or Saturday afternoon, and they're just random acts of violence, how that is going to start affecting people. And that's what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
I'm like, look, we're all about self-defense.
Yeah.
We're borrowing whatever we can from any martial art. That's, always. That's the foundation of Krav Maga that some people, forget about. Or maybe they start talking about to beginner Krav Maga person, and that's what they think Krav Maga is that beginner stuff. And there's just so much to it. Darren Levine of Krav Maga Worldwide, the first opportunity I got to train with him, and we were back from lunch, and this place is a big, giant place that they had a nice waiting area, kind of one of my dreams, but, real estate's expensive and not necessary, but, they have some nice, waiting area, chairs and stuff. We're just hanging out and, talking to Darren and going how much I loved Krav Maga, and I'm like, gosh, I thought, I'm going to go to this first course. Yeah, I bought 3, but, I think I'm going to be, super awesome and all this stuff. And I'm like, God, getting to 3, there's just so much more than the last one, and then so much more. And Darren's like, yes, that's been my, my journey. I look at it like I keep going down the hall and, what's it? And there's a door, and going, what's behind this door? Okay, awesome. There's a door up there. And I just have had that analogy in my head for, well over a decade plus. I forget how many years into Krav I was at that point, but definitely under 5.
Yeah.
And I have that. I always see that hallway.
Sure.
And the doors, and it's just this dark hallway, and there's just doors
All the way down.
endlessly. It's just endless.
Yeah.
And I want to be safe. And that's the type of stuff that we're talking about here.
Yeah, I loved college because there was a constant learning, right? But it only lasts for so long because, well, nobody wants to go to college forever, right? But what I found in Krav Maga was that they're still learning. And I get to learn something new every day. It's just now the subject matter has changed. Now I'm learning how to work with my hands, how to defend myself, how to breathe in a fight, how to roll, like all those things, right? It was just a new level of learning, and that's why I keep showing up.
Yeah. And
I finally
never know.
I finally tested.
I know. Yeah. Congratulations.
I didn't even know if I passed.
You know.
No.
You know.
He's actually gonna do it. Oh my gosh.
You can't. This one will make you feel fat. This is
got me a bigger belt. Thanks, buddy.
I was gonna do it on Tuesday, and I totally forgot with transitioning being up in the loft room, and I totally forgot I was gonna do it. But what better? The podcast that you forced me to start. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you, John.
Watch out for my hand. I was doing weapon retention. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
I was old. And
Okay.
I'm like, why is my hand hurt?
I just got excited. I mean, this is a big moment. Look.
Yeah.
I got my yellow belt. It took about a year.
It took about a year. You're on the fast track.
I don't know. It actually feels pretty good now that you've given it to me. I was like, wow, I like that.
What did that? Yeah, that. I forgot again today. Obviously.
What?
I was going to do it today.
Oh,
I'm like, I'll do it on Thursday.
No.
At the class that everybody that
no,
you
this
train
is a
with.
better form of public humiliation. I appreciate this.
Public humiliation.
No, it's great, man.
No, congratulations.
Yeah.
And it's slow and steady wins the race, and you probably should be above that a little bit in some aspects. But then in some aspects of Krav Maga, you spend stuff with the Citizen Defender.
Yeah,
it's prioritizing, and some people just get overwhelmed. You start looking at just being prepared.
Yeah.
Of everything. I think it's great, that survival book. I'm going to forget the guy's name. I can find you stole my phone, but or I put my phone down somewhere. And it's fantastic. I'll plug the book. I mean, again, it was Bill and I will trade books back and forth, but you just got to pick away at your preparedness. Otherwise, you're just going to be caught in it's just so overwhelming. Or even in workflow, training and everything else. But it's why did they put?
If you're one of those people that has pretty good skills under stress, you revert back to what you know. And if you don't actually train a little bit for those kind of situations, sure, you are a very skilled person. You may be aware of what's going on, but you may not be able in those times of stress to revert to something that works.
Yeah,
right? And that's where all this is coming in, right? Be ready in those moments.
Yeah, it's Survival Theory by Jonathan Hollerman. It'll make your head spin, but it's a great book. But you just got to slowly pick away at everything, unless you hit Powerball and you're like, all right,
hey, if I hit this Powerball, I'm going to hire you 24 hours a day.
Hire somebody that can go through that, because you just, just him picking, a survival retreat. If you can afford to buy a survival retreat, that's one thing that kind of, listening to the book for the second or third time, I'm like, can you talk more about if you don't have a survival retreat? Because that is part of his focus is you have a survival retreat. Yada, yada. There's a whole, your head can just spin on how much there is to get better at in self-defense and pistol craft. You just got to do a little bit and go, okay, I'm getting to my class, and I'm spending 2 hours a week, training. And hey, I'm going to, work with a cert pistol, which you can get on our store at a discount, and train with that for 15 minutes, 3 times a week. That, 4 days, 4 times, 5 times, just start to do the math on how those 15-minute blocks add up. Yeah. And it's doing something, but that's a good book, and, being prepared. And that's where I got, people they have insurance on their phones. Yeah. You drop this stupid $1,000 stupid thing, and like, crap. So you want insurance on it. But people, like, this is insurance on your safety and your family's safety, but people want to bury their head in the sand, and it's fun to do sports stuff. It's way better to think about that than thinking about man, what if that guy has a knife?
Yeah.
That changes that role tremendously. I'd like to think that nobody's going to take a shot at, a presidential candidate. I mean, that just blows my mind because I've been, struggling. I think it's pretty obvious that I don't like Biden, but I like Kennedy. And I was listening to one of his things. He's like, at the end, he's like, call me whatever you want to call me. Call me a Kennedy Democrat. Call me whatever. Call me whatever. Call me a Democrat. Call me that. I don't care. And I'm like, God, I like that guy. I wish he was the VP, but I do like Vance. I actually home last night and listened to him, listened to his wife introduce him a little bit. I was talking to my wife, and kind of she was traveling the other day, catching up with her. But I do like that guy. I like his story. I think he's a good pick. My wife's like, people are saying he's too young. I'm like, God, too old, too young. People and the pundits are so stupid.
They're gonna find something
you're
wrong
so
with you. You could be perfect, and they'd be like, "Well, he's imperfect."
I freaking hate these people.
I
hate. Yeah. I like these talking heads and all this other stuff. I just go with I suck, and I just want to try to get a little bit better.
Hey, going back to that, being prepared for stuff. I know people that have learned how to can food. They've learned how to filter water. They've learned all these skills, but I started asking them, like, oh, how do you plan on protecting all that stuff? You know how to do it, right? And that's phenomenal. Like, I tip my hat to you, but your stuff is only yours if you know how to keep it. And there's
so many aspects of it. And it's the principle of Krav Maga. Yeah. It's be well-rounded. Mm-hmm. And I've always said for you, dude, if I roll with somebody that just does BJJ, I'm going to lose to playing their game. Mm-hmm. Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
I don't want to play your game. And you can still lose. It doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter, but be well-rounded. You got to just kind of start honing these skills. And you start looking at it and going, how much water do I need for my family per day?
Yeah.
Well, it gets overwhelming. And, listen to this guy. I mean, listen to the expert, read that book. I mean, I'm doing the Audible, of course, but it's going to be overwhelming. And it going, geez, I mean...
But if you're willing to learn those skills, you should be willing to learn the skills to protect. So get off your butt and learn a new skill set, because this is going to be the skill set that preserves all others.
Yeah, if you don't have the self-defense aspect of it...
Yeah. It's gonna be rough. Then you'll be learning.
And I want to avoid. You're like, dude, you're not freaking Rambo, and I don't want to get in a gunfight. I think it's actually like the chapter I just listened to. Like, okay, awesome. So you are, I forget whatever he said, But what if your kid gets winged? Really, you want to get in that gunfight with those guys?
Yeah.
No, bullets I don't want any of this. I don't want anything bad to happen. No. But you've got the polar shift happening. There's the odds aren't zero, people.
Yeah,
there's some bad crap's gonna happen. You don't want to do it, and it's even you're like Todd had said it. You're going. Isn't having stuff that you can barter with, or do you want that money in the bank?
Yeah.
Because if things go bad, that money in the bank
is worthless.
Is done.
It's worthless.
So you're like, whoa, having a year's worth of food.
Yeah.
Is that worth it? But then you start to go, buying me a year's worth of food. Never mind the family.
A 4, a 5, a 6.
Yeah.
How many calories a day do we really need? It's right around that 1,500 to 2,000 mark, right?
Again, you just got to start chipping away little by little and going, what if? Right.
So get ready, be prepared. I mean, we
just
want to
wait
teach
for
you
all
more
the
stuff.
zombies to.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, bunker down in some aspect.
It's contextual.
And wait until most people die.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
you're trying to wait out the starvation and the dehydration
and the crazies, because people will do whatever
you bet
to live and their kids starving. they have no problem. If Tara's going to cut your ear off, put it in your mouth, and shooting you in the eye, that dude has got no problem with that.
She's like the one. She's a really kind person. She loves everybody. But if, the moment you have that lady that's 5'2", barely weighs 100 pounds, realizes she's got to feed her kids, you now have a 100-pound honey badger on your hands.
Yeah.
It's the scariest animal you will ever touch.
I've had women I remember one woman, she would do anything. I'm like, but the guy's gonna rape you, and she was the typical beginner. One day I saw an exchange of the parents in the parking lot of exchanging kid. I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, next time I'm gonna play something with her kid. Now her mindset, she's like, I don't care, essentially rape me. I'm going to take the kid. Now she's fighting, right? Now that mindset, oh, it's just me. Oh, what's that mother going to do?
Yeah, they turn
into that's animals. Digressing into survival but it's part of it. But
be ready. I mean, that's what we were essentially going at. Just have those
skills. You've got to do something, folks. Find a gym. If you're out there listening, you're not in range of Douglas County, Castle Rock. I have people come from Kiowa. You want to get our type of training, hey, our once-a-week membership might be for you, and at least you're doing something.
Yeah.
At least you're doing something. I mean, hey, you come on a Saturday, you can do Krav Maga, and you can do Citizen Defender.
Yeah.
You could do Krav Maga and sparring. You can get a 2-hour block in training. So,
the only thing better than 0 hours of training a week is 1. Anything better than 1 hour of training a week is 2. So it doesn't matter. Get something.
Yeah.
1 hour a week can be huge in your life. It can be huge.
Something. Yeah, it's something. It's preserving a little bit of food or thinking about how am I, where's a water source?
Right. How do I protect?
How am I purifying and what's the other word? Filtering.
Yeah. And then
purifying.
It's sort of the same lines, but just knowing how to act around a car, right? How often are people near or on their car? It's all the time, every day, unless you just don't drive anywhere, right? So, you guys have that training now. I can't wait to see what we end up rolling out when it comes to
we're going to be rolling out a three-part workshop thing on some of this stuff. Again, it's a lot to add into a class, and we're going to be putting that stuff in workshop type of things.
So keep your eyes out. We'll have that stuff as soon as it's available, and it's going to be
Peaceful
be amazing,
Warriors get 50% off.
Do it.
So another perk to that Peaceful Warrior membership in there.
That's why I do it.
So what else do we got going on? Besides, Trump got shot.
No, I was just shocked.
Now I gotta vote for Trump, where I was kind of on the fence.
I was just sitting there relaxing finally with my day, right? And then all of a sudden I'm like,
I
wonder how John's doing. I'm checked out. I'm playing a game. And he's like, what do you think of this? And I was like, what? That's all. No way. I set down the phone. I minimize it. I start looking, and I'm like, oh my gosh, somebody just tried to assassinate Donald Trump. And at first, people are like, we're not even sure if it's real.
Yeah,
right? Even you is this real?
I'm driving my co-pilot. Bill is looking, and we were on CNN, and I'm like, play back again, because they're, of course, you're like, all this shit that they're just talking. They're just talking.
Yeah.
But they're like, we don't know what it was. It was a firecracker, whatever they were saying. And I'm like, play that again. I'm like, that audio sucks.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, that really sounds like gunshots to me. And he pulled it up on Fox.
Yeah, and they had.
And we're like, whoa, that audio. Yeah. I'm like, those are gunshots.
There's a couple that and the thing is I feel like they're slow walking the evidence of what they're releasing right now, because there's times that you've seen them produce information like that. This is slow, so I don't know what's going on here. I'm not saying there's any conspiracy thing, but there's a lot of shots, right? And it missed him. The Secret Service got him out, but man, time will tell what has happened when we see all the details. And I'm shocked by the whole event. I am. Yeah, I'm shocked. And here's the other thing: is I've said this other places.
But I say that, but yes, but no. I'm not. Yeah. Yes. Holy crap! I just had what? Is that like, whoa, really? Because I've said, like, people hate Trump.
Yeah.
People hate him. There's people who want to kill him. That's where I look at, like, I want to be as prepared as I can. You know, our whole weekend, you know, I said to talk, I'm like, I think I suck. I'm just here because Bill wants to be here. I think it's good information. Go with Bill so we both have somebody to bounce the information back off of what we trained on. It's really good to have a training partner. But I think I suck at a lot of stuff. I'm just here. I think, you know, it's a really good subject. I really liked it more than the one we went to last month that I didn't want to go to because I think I suck at the previous 3 levels and want to get better at those. But it's all good information. You know, you needed that level to do and run classes and seminars for level 4, which is essentially our 5th level of training because there's a inserted 2.5. Yeah. Like, I just want to freaking train. But I was saying to my daughter, you know, giving her some stuff and going, look, people hate Trump, and I don't know what's going to happen. Either way this election goes, who knows what's going to happen. I don't predict people on either side because people absolutely hate Trump. So, you know, hey, I wouldn't. Here's a crazy thing that popped in my head. I wouldn't put it past people to be like blowing themselves up, setting themselves on fire because they hate Trump so much. Oh my God, I'm just going to kill myself.
I think it already happened once.
Oh, really?
Somebody set themselves on fire at
because of Trump?
Like the G. I don't know. I'd have to check. But somebody did set
themselves. Fact check that.
Right. Don't kick us off the internet, y'all.
But people are crazy, right? And if Trump doesn't win, who knows what's going to happen? And, you know, everything. I mean, I think the whole, like, these illegal aliens, I'll be, like, dude, illegal aliens cannot be, like, that is insane. Insanity. Like, you're crazy if you think it's okay. Like, you are not, I don't care who you are. Like, you're un-American if you think you can come to this country and get a vote, let alone we're giving you money. Just because. I can't go anywhere and be like, I'm seeking political asylum because, you know, everybody in America hates me. Oh, please help me out. I'm not even going to get in to any country worth getting into.
It's going to be, November's going to be crazy. So get ready now.
Yeah, be doing something. Be taking some insurance out on yourself and train more, suck less. Like, I think that's, you know, I think we could probably. That's where Josh got the
Male Vitality Stack or Plus. Male Vitality Plus.
Hey, we got a lot of good stuff. So check out that. Help the podcast. Help my daughter work her way through college.
Weak.
Did I call you weak?
You need the male vitality, Josh. You need some vitality. Sure. Anyway, I'm gonna start.
I haven't seen you in one of my fitness classes in a while. Do you want to go there?
No, I
train more,
really,
suck less.
You know,
train more, suck less.
You know, fitness and we're cool, but we visit each other occasionally.
You know what?
Ever since I've been here, train less, train more.
Train more, can some food. Bill asked, like, Bill, you know, I love Bill. Hey, he was rolling with people. We're doing open mat, firearms Friday at Minnesota Martial Arts, and I was like, hey, you got any advice for me? You know what one guy said to him?
What?
Your cardio.
Wow. Yeah.
Like, your diet, like, hey, I just had a guy that, like, strength training guy, you know, strong. Hey, you don't have any cardio and you die out.
Yeah.
That sucks in the fight.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right? Like, we talked about, like, loading your ammo cans in your pickup truck and you're getting winded, let alone if your pickup truck doesn't work. Train more. Yeah. But supplement, you know, that's going to help. And it's not going to be a magic pill, so to speak. It's combinations of things of what you're doing in your lifestyle to be better and be at your optimum. You know, because you're going, geez. I look at it and going, hey, if I got to bug out, you know I feel a ton better when I'm supplementing.
Yeah.
Like, well, now I need a year's worth of supplements.
Make it happen, y'all. Add that to the food supply.
But I know I feel better when I supplement,
Yeah.
you know, and, you know, at least having protein powder on there. All you need is water. You know how to get clean, potable water.
I see
you know, the protein
there.
powder is a quick meal. So, hey, suckless.co. That'll help out the podcast. Whatever. We're off. Hey, thanks for joining us, guys. Support the podcast. Tell a friend.